Slide number 1, Conclusion. Welcome to the conclusion of our exploration of utopian literature. Throughout this presentation, we have delved into the works of William Morris's News from Nowhere and Edward Bellamy's Looking Backward. Now, let's review the key points and reflect on the significance of these texts. Slide 2, Review. News from Nowhere by William Morris presents a utopian vision of a future society characterized by social equality, communal living, and craftsmanship. Morris, a prominent figure in the arts and crafts movement, sought to challenge the negative effects of industrialization and the dehumanizing aspects of capitalism. Through his protagonist's journey in a future society, he explores the values of cooperation, environmental harmony, and the revival of crafts and arts. In contrast, Edward Bellamy's Looking Backward envisions a future society with economic equality, social harmony, and a reformed industrial system. Bellamy, influenced by the social and economic inequalities of the Gilded Age, proposes a centralized planning and distribution of resources to eliminate poverty and class divisions. His protagonist's time travel experience from the 19th century to the year 2000 serves as a narrative device to expose the flaws of contemporary society and present an alternative vision for a more equitable future. Slide 3, Significance of Utopian Literature. Utopian literature holds immense significance in challenging societal norms and stimulating discussions on social, political, and economic transformation. Both News from Nowhere and Looking Backward serve as vehicles for imagining alternative futures and questioning the status quo. They invite readers to critically examine existing systems, encouraging them to envision possibilities beyond the constraints of their time. Utopian literature plays a vital role in fostering critical thinking, inspiring social activism, and shaping the collective imagination. Slide 4, Themes and Critiques. In News from Nowhere, William Morris critiques industrial capitalism and its negative impact on society. Through the protagonist's journey, Morris presents a vision of a future society where communal living, shared resources, and collective responsibility replace the individualistic and competitive aspects of capitalist society. Morris emphasizes the importance of environmental harmony, depicting a world where humans coexist harmoniously with nature and work in tandem to restore and preserve the natural environment. Craftsmanship and aesthetic beauty are also central themes, with Morris highlighting the value of handmade goods and the integration of art into everyday life. In Looking Backward, Edward Bellamy critiques the social inequalities of the 19th century and envisions a future society with economic reform, social equality, and the elimination of class divisions. Bellamy exposes the exploitative nature of capitalism, including labor exploitation and wealth disparities. He proposes a centralized planning and distribution system to ensure that resources are allocated fairly and everyone has access to necessities. Bellamy's utopian society promotes social harmony, cooperation, and a shared sense of responsibility for the well-being of all citizens. Slide 5, Similarities and Differences. While News from Nowhere and Looking Backward share a common critique of the social inequalities and alienation caused by industrial capitalism, they approach their utopian visions differently. In News from Nowhere, William Morris focuses on the importance of aesthetics, craftsmanship, and communal living. He envisions a society where individuals work together for the common good, where beauty is integrated into everyday life, and where the revival of crafts and arts is valued. The emphasis is on the restoration of the pre-industrial way of life, where humans live in harmony with nature and find fulfillment in meaningful work and creative pursuits. In contrast, Edward Bellamy's Looking Backward places greater emphasis on economic and social reforms. Bellamy proposes a centralized planning and distribution system to ensure social equality and the fair allocation of resources. His utopian society harnesses technological advancements to eliminate social inequalities and promote social harmony. The focus is on collective well-being and a sense of shared responsibility. Slide 6, Impact on Literature. News from Nowhere and Looking Backward have had a profound impact on utopian literature, shaping the development of the genre. These texts inspired subsequent authors to explore themes of social transformation, economic reform, and the critique of existing systems. They opened up new avenues of imagination and expanded the possibilities for envisioning alternative futures. The influence of Morris and Bellamy can be seen in later utopian and dystopian works, where their ideas and concepts continue to resonate with readers. Slide 7, Relevance in Today's World. The themes explored in News from Nowhere and Looking Backward remain relevant in contemporary discussions on social justice, environmental sustainability, and economic inequality. They invite readers to critically examine existing systems and envision alternatives to address present challenges. The ideas presented in these texts serve as a foundation for imagining a more just and equitable future. By engaging with these works, readers can find inspiration and guidance in their own efforts to create positive change in society. Slide 8, Lessons Learned. Utopian literature teaches us valuable lessons about the power of imagination, empathy, and critical thinking in envisioning a better society. News from Nowhere and Looking Backward highlight the importance of questioning societal structures, advocating for equality, and valuing creativity and craftsmanship. They remind us that change is possible through collective action and the pursuit of utopian ideals. These texts inspire readers to reflect on their own beliefs and values and consider how they can contribute to creating a more utopian society through their actions and choices. Slide 9, Application to Real Life. The ideas and concepts explored in utopian literature, such as those presented in News from Nowhere and Looking Backward, have practical applications in real life. They inform personal values, decision-making processes, and activism. These texts inspire individuals and communities to strive for social justice, environmental sustainability, and economic equality. By engaging with the ideals presented in utopian literature, readers are encouraged to think critically about their own lives and the world around them, and to actively work towards creating a more utopian society.